thank the chairman and I thank the witnesses for being willing to be here today, considering all that you've been through and all that my Democrat colleagues have put you through over the last few months. And I appreciate the fact that there are multiple factors that impact the price of oil and gas, natural gas, and the most fundamental, obviously, is supply versus demand. But obviously, when demand is high and supply is limited, prices go up. But that's not the only consideration when it comes to oil and natural gas. Uncertainty created by government policies that impact investment decisions and the availability of capital also impact prices. Would all of you agree with that? And I'd appreciate if all of you answered at once, yes or no.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
What is happening here today and what happened last fall when your companies were attacked by my Democrat colleagues on the Oversight Committee will continue to impact oil and gas industry decisions and prices, because it creates more uncertainty in terms of capital investment. The hearing before the Oversight Committee last fall attacked your companies. Now this is what gets me, is here we are attacking you because price is high because supply is low, and they opened up the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to increase supply, but they attacked you last fall for producing too much oil, and one Democrat even used jars of M&Ms and bags of rice to illustrate the point. Another Democrat on the committee called one of you a liar and compared your industry to tobacco companies. There was another Democrat who said that they want to have big oil hearings like they had big tobacco hearings. I kind of think that's what we're doing today, setting this all up. It was part of a strategy that was developed at a meeting in La Jolla, California in 2012, where left-wing activists mapped out a strategy to take down the fossil fuel industry. Are you aware that your industry is being set up? Are you aware that these hearings are likely part of a strategy to destroy public confidence in your industry that was laid out, like I said, in 2012, where these activists mapped out this strategy? The American people should be aware of what is taking place here, because it's going to impact them enormously. I think you should trust the judgment of the American people more than you do the judgment of the Biden administration or my Democrat colleagues in terms of their choices for providing energy for their homes, the matter, and choices and their decisions on the transportation that they decide they want to utilize in the conduct of your business, and base it on that. Now, I realize that it's going to be very difficult for you to do that as long as the Biden administration and the Democrats in Congress work to undermine the domestic energy production. But it's not just the price of energy that should be of concern to every one of us and to every American. It's also a national security issue. By shutting down our domestic energy production, not only have we made Europe, all of Europe, more vulnerable to the influence of Russia, we've undermined our own national security, and I'd like General McMaster for you to comment on that.
Well, I think as we've said, Congressman, the energy security is national security. We can see that just quite dramatically with the invasion of Ukraine, but that's always been the case. And I do think that there have been constraints put on our ability to take full advantage of the great the resources we have in this country to not only satisfy the global market in a way that's cleaner, but also in a way that breaks the grip of these authoritarian regimes. And I would like to see maybe now put into place an energy policy that is connected to our national security strategy. And I think it's past time to do that, Congressman. Thank you. I
appreciate that. One of my colleagues pointed out that in previous administrations, we've seen substantial price impacts. I harken back to the last time we saw price increases like this, maybe to the presidency of Jimmy Carter, when the price of gasoline almost doubled by the end of his administration. God help us if that happens in this administration. I just want to point out again to the American people, I hope that are paying attention to this, the inconsistency and the hypocrisy of these hearings. What's happening here today is going to impact every American family. It's going to impact jobs, not only in your industry, but other jobs. And it is going to undermine the prosperity and economic future of this country. Madam Chairman, I yield back.